Morning, everybody. Today is December 17th, 2024. I'm back in the robe because it's cold out here. But I'm actually recording this one pretty late this morning. Woke up, took Yvette to school, got home, played a Smite match, and then I played one Smite match, and I got in at like 9:15. I was like, oh, probably pretty quick, whatever. Dude, it ended up going for like 45 minutes, and like a really I would say a well balanced Smite match. I was also eating spice chips, but I would say a well balanced Smite match. And so like 10 o'clock rolls around, I was like, dang, I'm late. I'll just record my video log real quick, and then I like hear some banging at the door. Like, Skips, what the fuck? And I open the door, and my wife is just like, and she's rarely up this early, so I was like, oh my god, bang. So we went and laid down for a little while, and she ended up falling back asleep. Classic. But yeah, so I'm recording this one pretty late. It is 11:11 right now. Well, cool, angel number 11:11. And then yeah, so plans for the day. I'm probably gonna make another pot roast. I actually know how to now. I messed up yesterday, but I'll do it properly today. Um, Goodness, that was a nice yawn. Anna still needs to go to the hospital, so we're gonna do that when she wakes up again. I've been grinding in Dragon Force Limitless. It's been so fun. I've got like 150 power level today. If you don't know what that means, I've been playing this phone game. It's pretty fun. Shower today might be nice. Get rid of this little bed head, my greasy hair, but if not, whatever, right? I think that's where's my morning paper at? What else do I talk about? Oh, daily thought. That's a good point. Daily thought. Oh, I had one last night. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. That sucks. Have I had a daily thought today? Yeah, daily thought of the day is I think. How do I say this the best? I think the people who are the most respected in the world do not ask for respect. They don't ever ask for respect. So at the beginning of this, gosh, was it this year? It must have been the beginning of this year. Anna and I lived with this lady for a while, and her boyfriend were just weird. And they were much older than us. So he was 20 years older, she was like 10 years older than me. And they kept like demanding respect. And it was really, really weird. Like really weird. Or no, it must have been 2 years ago now. And I remember them like keeping me up, telling me that I needed to respect them. And like all these things that were, and I'm just like, those are nothing things. She would talk about things that like literally meant nothing. They were so insignificant that I don't even remember it. But it was literally like things I'd say or like behaviors in conversation, or she'd be like, "You need to back me up even when I'm wrong." Like at work and stuff, and I'd be like, "No, I don't." Like if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you you're wrong because I'm a manager. I'm your manager. And like I manage a restaurant, dude. If you're wrong and doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you that. You're disrespecting me by not listening to that. And she'd go off on this tangent about respect and all this stuff. I'm sitting there just like, okay, okay. And she'd be like, why are you smiling? And her boyfriend would be like, it's because she doesn't respect you. And I'm just like, no, it's because this is genuinely like, I'm happy to have this human experience with you guys. And I'm happy to be here and be experiencing this as a 19-year-old so I don't have to experience it when I'm 30. Because you're teaching me who I don't want to be. You're teaching me and showing me behaviors that I don't want to show ever. So in the future, if I ever sit there and go, I need to tell this person to respect me, I'm going to sit there and think about that and be like, what can I do to help them to learn to respect me? Because it's a much different conversation when it's what can I do for you to respect me, not I need you to respect me or else. And she was very much like she was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. So when she was all like, we'll give you 30-day notice if we end up like kicking you out, and then all of a sudden we're just like, okay, you need to leave in 3 days because this is uncontrollable. You guys are so disrespectful, and we're just like, really, 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 like really, dude, for real. It was so like looking back, it was just so cringy. Like it makes me just go, ugh. Like the people like that, I can't even believe they live. And she has a house she can't afford. She's drowning in credit card debt, and they're sitting there telling me, a 19-year-old who is just enjoying life, to respect them. And that the reason that ties into the daily thought is genuinely respect is not something you can ask for. It's something that has to be earned. You can tell someone, hey man, I noticed that you're not cleaning up the space. I need you to clean up my space. Like, it's our shared space. We're roommates. I need you to clean this shared space. Okay, I got you. I got better at cleaning the shared space. And then when it became, hey man, you're not backing me up when I'm wrong. I need you to do that. Now you're pushing a line of that's not what friends are for. That's not normal behavior. And I absolutely think that I'll still think about that when I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s. If I ever come across people who are like, no, I need you to respect me, or, oh man, like, that person doesn't respect you. Respect isn't that important. Respect isn't something that, like, it can be commanded. It can be, but it's commanded because other people are telling you to respect somebody, not because they're directly telling you respect me. Like the president of the United States doesn't go around telling people to respect him. They respect him because we all collectively decided we want him to lead. That's our choice to lead. We respect that. And I think that we've gotten to a point where respect it can become so like secondhand in importance to view, like our view of somebody. Like you can respect someone with and have a poor view of them. I don't support many politicians nowadays. Many. I dislike a lot of politicians. But if I meet them in public, I'm still gonna respect them. I'm not gonna sit there and clown on them and dog on them and be rude to them and do like disrespectful things to their face. Like that's not how it is to be a human. You can disagree with everything someone stands for and still sit there and shake their hand. And I will say there are unforgivable acts. There are absolutely unforgivable acts. And I think teenagers take that to an extreme in the sense of there's this. I think it came out when I was in high school, but it's on site. It's this like lingo that basically means when we see each other, we are fighting. Like it's on site. And I see a lot of teenagers use it and just, bro, watch it back, bro, it's on site. Why is it on site? Because in my mind, if I'm like actually truly on site with somebody, it's because they've done something that is actually unforgivable. Like, I don't want to take it to an extreme for hypothetical purposes, but it kind of has to be that extreme of like, if you killed my brother, that's on site. If you've threatened my family, I would still like talk to you out in public and be like, dude, are you okay? Like, are you feeling all right? It's when you actually take action against something that it becomes that extreme to the point where I'd say on site. Like if you're just talking shit about someone on social media, dude, you need to get over yourself and swallow your ego. You need to put your pride aside and understand that them posting on their Instagram story about you is not grounds for on site. And I think kids take it so unseriously and they don't respect the consequences of these actions and they don't respect the moment that they have. Like if you have haters, you're doing something right. I'll say that 100%. But if you're sitting there going, "Oh, it's on site, dude. It's on site." Why? Like did they hurt your family? Have they attacked you physically? Are you in danger? Attacking your reputation means nothing. Nothing. You can build that right back up. It takes one good act to have an incredible reputation, and it takes one bad act to have a terrible reputation. I think that people need to respect each other more, and I think that they need to not take things so seriously when they're not that serious. Like they take it to the extreme because they need to one up them. They said something about me on social media, dude. It's on site. Whatever, bro. You could say whatever about me on social media. It's not on site. If I see you out in public, dude, I'll wave. I'll smile. I'm not afraid. You wanna roll your eyes when I smile? I don't care. Doesn't matter. Those are completely forgivable transgressions. And it's not about to ruin my reputation because I laugh when someone rolls their eyes at me. That's not going to ruin my reputation. And part of the reason this is my daily thought and why I'm kind of going so long into this is Anna and I have been watching The Vampire Diaries, and Klaus is super mad at Tyler because, I have a reputation to uphold. And it's just like, dude, you're immortal. Like you've been alive for 500 years in the show. I'm pretty sure in the books he's been alive a lot longer. But it's like you've been alive for 500 years and you're so worried about what everyone thinks of you. And that is so immature. That is so immature, especially if I were immortal, every single thing that everyone on earth at this moment thinks of me will not matter in 150 years. It means nothing. He could disappear off the face of the earth for 200 years and come back as an absolute unstoppable force of nature and find another doppelganger in 500 years and rebuild his army. And if you haven't seen Vampire Diaries, that makes no sense. But as an immortal, like, I think in the long term. As an immortal, it makes no sense to think right now I have to do things. It has to be right now. I'll kill everyone if you don't do it right now. What do you gain from right now? Like, yeah, you get your goals quicker, but you give negative points to so many relationships that life isn't even worth it. Like you're missing out on you would enjoy being human. They're like, oh, I would take the cure for immortality if I could. Like I'd enjoy being human. No, you wouldn't, because you're still an immature child after 500 years. And I know that's just how the character's written, but I see adults like that. I see adults like that who are so stuck in their way after 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And it's like, you need to grow up. Like, right here, you need to grow up and realize that it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm working to become the president of the United States. And yeah, it matters, but it also doesn't. In 5,000 years, they're not going to look back and go, oh man, Kyle changed the course of human history. No, I didn't. I was one single moment. And that moment was filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of tiny, 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 insignificant moments that were significant to me and everyone that I interacted with in those moments. But it doesn't matter that far in the future. It doesn't. And in 65 billion years, when an unknowable amount of things could have possibly occurred, and Earth might not even exist anymore, it won't matter. And if you were immortal, you'd understand that. And be willing to have patience. Like, he just never learned patience. And it pisses me off so much because I've been alive for 21 years. And I have a profound sense of patience that I feel like is not properly shown in immortals. So that's my issue with the Vampire Diaries, and why I think that respect has to be earned and learned, not commanded, and not asked for or told to. You need to respect me is so ridiculous. Like, you need to respect me, Caroline, or I will murder Tyler. Whatever, dude. Tyler's gonna live his life. He is one failed experiment for you, Klaus. Move on, bro. It's on site with Tyler. Okay, yeah. To be fair, in their situation, it would be on site with Tyler. It would be on site with Tyler because he did do extreme things. Like he killed his brother. Like that's fucked. That is an extreme thing. It makes sense to be on site. When someone posts about it on social media, oh, they disrespected me. Dude, grow up. There are adults who think like that, and it's ridiculous. Anyways, tangent over. I hope you have a wonderful day, y'all.
One eternity later.
Good evening, everybody. It is still December 17th, 2024. Doing the evening video log. So after my video log, I had food. What did I? No, I didn't have food. I went and made the pot roast. I made half of it yesterday and then half of it today. Super good, like super good. I seasoned it personally. Usually, I have my wife season it. But it turned out actually really good because usually it lacks a lot of salt. And like it was still lacking salt for sure, but once I added a little bit, like I didn't have to add a ton like I usually do. So that was really good. Had it at home and at work. We watched an episode of The Vampire Diaries, pretty good. I need to do laundry. Tomorrow's our day off, so pretty excited for that. I need to do laundry tomorrow. I have plans to vacuum. I'm actually gonna write that down because writing it down means you have to do it. So, so Wednesday goals. I'm gonna vacuum because I haven't vacuumed our living room and our room in a minute. And then along with that, laundry. Got my wife's a little bit of laundry to do, and then I need to do a whites load. Whites and wife's laundry. No, today was actually really solid. Yeah, so we did that, and then we were supposed to go to the urgent care, and my wife was like, I'm like really tired. I really don't want to go. She got up at like 10, like pretty short after my video log. Usually she sleeps until like 11, 11:30. Any goals for the day? Well, I think that's about it. Got some steaks. Steaks to cook, probably. Sorry, ADHD brain. So yeah, she got up early, and I was like, dude, like, great to see, like, cool to see you up this early, like, good to have you, all this stuff. And then she was like, hey, come lay with me for a bit, like, there's just cuddle for the morning. I was like, okay, cool. So we go lay down. She's passed out within 10 minutes and sleeps till like 1. So I'm like, okay, so I go play another game of Dark and Darker, edit a video, and a little bit of video editing. I got super understimulated super fast, so I took Ritalin, and then I was like, oh, I need to eat this with food. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make pot roast. So I go and I prep all the pot roast and start cooking it. And then after it's cooked, I go in there. I'm like, hey babe, pot roast is done. And she's like I walk in there, I like look in the thing, and she's like she had just woken up. I was like, perfect timing. I just made pot roast. So yeah, we ate that, watched Vampire Diaries, and then we had a little bit of downtime before work, and then we went off to work. Oh, I took a shower. That's what it was. My hair's all floofy. Yeah. So, went off to work. I always love playing with my hair like this. It's so soft. So we went off to work. We got to work at like 3:45 ish. I clock in and everything. My coworker had this super weird table right when I walked in. They had handed their check. It's 11:11 to their boss. To my boss to have him like cash it out. He doesn't take cash for customers. So he like hands it to me. I'm in this shirt, my Mr. V's Family Restaurant eating contest shirt. And so I like walk it up front, and she's like, do you work here? And I was like, nope, I'm just a random guy. He just trusted me with your card, and I know how to use the machines. Yeah, I'm a random guy. And she was like, you know how to use them? And I was like, yes, I work here. Like I'm his manager. Like why wouldn't he? Like are you okay thinking he? So I was like having like a super just like sarcastic like direct straightforward day. I was having a very straightforward day, and yeah, no, it was really funny. And she later told me that they had a very for lack of I don't want to use the R word in these video logs, but they were acting very low IQ. We'll say that. Her daughter was like literally a yapper. Like I don't know how else to say it other than she was just talking and talking and talking and not saying much of anything at all. Like kind of just scatterbrained thoughts. And then her mom was super weird too. I didn't really get the full story. I only saw the end of it, obviously. But she didn't get my sarcasm at first, and then kind of just like chuckled it off. And I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. So then I go clock in and get changed, and pretty normal day. Oh, like halfway through my shift, dude, this table came in, and the new girl Circa was serving them, and this girl at this table, dude, looks so much like this girl I used to date who is no longer alive. And so I was like, oh man, that's weird, dude. Like, that's really weird. Like, it gave me like mad anxiety for a minute. I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, looks just like her. Like, super, like, weird. And so I asked my coworker, I was like, hey, can you cash out that table? Like, interacting with them is kind of weird for me. And like obviously I didn't like talk to them at all during their thing. I just like glanced over and was like, "Whoa." But I didn't want to be weird and be like, "You look like this ex-girlfriend I had who's since passed away." Like that's a kind of weird conversation to have with someone. So I just avoided it altogether. And then yeah, like towards the end of the shift, Circa was doing side work and I was like getting ready to sweep and mop and everything. And we just started talking about like life and fucking days and shit, and it was just like just it was nice to just have a conversation. And like looking back, it was very much like just like okay, real quick before I go, and then like we talk a little more. She'd be like, okay, just real quick before I go, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and we like finish the story. She'd be like, oh, okay, but let me like show you this real quick before I go, and it was very much like when I first started working in Canton, and like my interaction with the lady who trained me, Sid, and Anna and I were pretty good friends with Sid for a while, and she's like since gone on to do bigger and better things than Canton, and I just kind of had this moment of like I remember being in her exact position, like in school, working at the same time, wanting something more out of life, and not really knowing what it is, but like open to options and just being really like really wanted to connect with someone who isn't at school. And I just thought it was so cool to just sit there and be like, man, I really am training like the next generation of Canton. I'm gonna pause this and go get water because I'm thirsty. We are back in water business. But yeah, it was really nice to just sit there and be like, wow, I really am like training the next generation of Canton and opening and showing them that Canton really does just working there really really makes you want to just open up about things and just be real and genuine and personable with people and just it's like an environment where you can just be yourself. And they really fit the Canton dynamic really well. And my wife ended up talking about that on the way home. And oh, it was really nice. I should say she actually, my wife actually ended up going to urgent care when we got to work. So we got there and she was like having trouble breathing and was like, okay, I need to go. And I was like, okay, cool. Ask our coworker to cover for you. She was like, yeah, I can stay till 8 or whatever. And so Anna goes to the urgent care. She got told she has dyspnea. Dyspnea? Dyspnea. Just trouble breathing. And they think it was caused by her anxiety around her previous allergic reaction. And she had a lot of trouble breathing then, and so coupled with anxiety. Water's so good, bro. But yeah, and I just had that moment of going back to talking about Circa. I just had that moment of like, wow, like it's the same dynamic. And it was kind of when I started to really pick up on the job that Sid was ready to leave Canton and go on to do her bigger and better things. And I was like, I'm probably going to have that same moment here pretty. I say pretty soon, but in the grand scheme of things, like looking forward right now, it might be another year or two, but in the grand scheme of things, pretty soon. Like being ready to leave Canton and really take business seriously and really like actually make money for myself. And I'm really excited for it. And I think it's going to be really really like fun and new and I'm going to learn more. And I'm really excited for that. There's a lot of good things coming out of this insurance business that I'm really really excited for and I really really want to make money doing it. And I think I just have the right opportunity at the right time with the right people in the right place. I think that's I think that's where I want to be. So I'm ending out today pretty positively. Like I feel pretty confident in everything, and I'm really excited about it. And I think that I think that I still have a lot to work on, but I think things are going to be really good. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm sure that this whole ending segment will be lost by the tangent I went on the morning vlog, but life's good, man. Life's good, and I have a lot of hopes and dreams for the country. I'm really excited to be a person who's working for people, but like above them. Above them sounds weird. I'm really excited to be a leader who understands the plight of the common man because I am a common man and I'm not going to be an oligarch. I'm really excited for it. But I know that there are a million steps to get there, so it's just one at a time. And this is just one more step in the journey. Have a good evening, y'all.